Unit 6, Learning Target number 13, Interpreting Statistical Data Plots. Today we're going to talk about data analysis. This is the last lesson in our Unit 6. We're going to talk about data analysis, which is interpreting the data that we've gotten. It's usually going to be in a graph or a chart of some kind, maybe like this one. And we're going to learn to interpret that or understand it and explain it. Data analysis is the process of using graphs and data to answer questions and make decisions. Alright, so here we go. Let's look at our problem here. The Sure Skates hockey team has played 4 games so far this season. The chart below shows the number of goals the team made. So here we have the goals made. Here's the game number 1 through 4 and the number of goals per game. Let's look at our first question. True or false? Since their scoring of 5 goals in game number 2, here we have our 5 goals, the Sure Skates hockey team has played better than ever. Let's think about that. What would it mean for the team to play better than ever? I'm guessing that would mean that they would have to score higher each time after that game number 2. Well, here's game number 2. Here's our 5 goals. In game number 3, did they play better than ever? No, not so much. They actually scored fewer goals. Well, what about game 4? Still not better than ever, actually worse than ever. So that's going to be a big false right there. We're going to put a false by that. That would be false. All right, let's check out our next question. True or false? The chart does not show if the team won or lost their games. Well, let's look at this chart. Does the chart tell us whether they won or lost the games? It tells us the game number. Tells us the game number down here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It tells us the number of goals per game, but it doesn't tell us how many goals the opposing team made, and it doesn't tell us whether or not they've won, so that's definitely a false right there. Finally, how many goals has the Sure Skates hockey team made in all 4 games? How many goals have they made in all 4 games? Well, let's see. They made 3 here. And they made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. They made 3 here, and they made 1 here, so we'd have to add all those together. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So they scored a total of 12 goals in all 4 games. 12 goals in all 4 games. Okay, in our last one, we examined a hockey game. We did some data analysis. We figured out the number of goals per game and such things as that. This time, we're going to be looking at some violin practice, right? Some violin practice. The chart below shows the amount of time in minutes that Veronica practiced each week for 4 weeks. Now, here we go. Over here, we have the title of our chart. On the left-hand side, we have the week numbers. So week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. Looks like in week 1, she practiced for 10 minutes. We have some different things here. Week 2 maybe for 20. Week 3 it looks like about 15 here, so we'll put a 15 there. Week 4 at about 30. So what is the range, it asks us in number 4, what is the range of time that Veronica practiced the violin? Again, this is data analysis. We're asking questions and we are making decisions. So what is the range of time? Well, we might be tempted to say we had our greatest number is 4 and our least number is 1, so our range would be 3. But that's not right. This is the range of the week numbers. We did this for 4 weeks, so the range of the week numbers is 3, but the range for the violin practice is different. We have our greatest data item here is at 30. So that is the top end of our range. That is our greatest data item. And our least, it looks like, is right up here, not number 3, but week number 1 at 10. So our range then would be 30 minus 10, the greatest minus the least. I'm going to move this up here where it goes a little bit, right up there. 30 minus 10, and what? Of course, 30 minus 10 is what? It's 20. So the range of time that Veronica practice is 20. Next question, what is the total number? What is the total number of minutes that Veronica practiced the violin in the 4 weeks? The total number of minutes that she practiced. Well, we know that she practiced 10 minutes in week 1, and we know that she practiced 20 minutes in week 2, so we'll add that to it. We notice she practiced 15 minutes in week 3 and 30 minutes in week 4. So that's how much she practiced in all of those weeks. That should be a 30 there. I typed that in wrong. So the total number of minutes she practiced the violin in all 4 weeks is 10 plus 20 is 30, plus another 30 here is 60, and then plus 15 is 75. So a total of 75 minutes that she practiced. 75 minutes right there. Finally, let's estimate which week Veronica accomplished the most from practicing. This requires us to think a little bit more. We're going to estimate which week she accomplished the most. What does that mean? Well, the only thing that really makes sense is that if you work harder, you accomplish more. If you spend more time doing something, then you accomplish more. So she only spent 10 minutes here. She spent 20 here. She probably accomplished more here than she did right here. Accomplished a little bit less in the 3rd week. Hey, look right here. At 30, she accomplished the most in week 4. So accomplished the most there. And that's how we do it. We look at our data. We take a look at our data here. We see if we can use it to answer some questions or make some decisions.